Hello students, welcome to AIMS India online classes. This is a chemistry session. In this, we are going to discuss about metals and non-metals. It is one of the interesting chapters from chemistry. About metals and non-metals, we are going to see now. All the matter in the nature is made from only a few elements. Isn't it, children? Yes, only there are 118 elements so far discovered till. So with these elements only, this whole matter is made up of. These elements are made up of smallest particles called atoms that display the properties of that element. Yes, finally, these elements are made up of certain kinds of atoms. These atoms are responsible for the properties of those elements. Hence, every element displays a definite set of properties that depends upon the type of atoms present in it. And elements have their properties either similar or different from one another. Yes, these all 118 elements are having different properties, or one or two properties will be similar from one to another element. So based on this, elements can be classified mainly into two categories. They are metals and non-metals. Apart from these, a group of elements having both characters of metals and nonmetals generalized as metalloids. So in this way, based upon the similarities in the properties, these all elements are categorized into two types. They are metals and nonmetals mainly. And some kind of elements are there which show the properties of both of these metals and nonmetals. They are classified as metalloids. So finally, we can say this is the classification of all elements. Yes, the classification of elements, let us see here. There are around 118 elements known today. Out of these, around 92 elements are naturally occurring elements and the remaining are artificially synthesized. What does it mean here? Out of 118 elements, 92 elements are available in the nature, in the combined form or in the elementary form. They are discovered from the nature. But the remaining elements are synthesized. They are prepared in the laboratory from the already existing elements. Okay, that's why they are called synthetic or artificial elements. Anyhow, totally there are 118 elements known today. On the basis of their general characteristics, elements are broadly divided into four groups. Yes, all 118 elements can be classified into four broad groups. They are metals, non-metals, metalloids, and one more new category, inert gases. So these are the four groups based upon the properties of the elements. Among the total elements discovered, approximately 80% of them are metals. Yes, out of these 118 elements, around 80% of the elements are metals. Most of them are metals. Position in the periodic table. So we told here elements are classified into four categories. So where these elements are present in the periodic table. I hope you have heard about this periodic table. Need not remember anything in this. Just let us see the picture of this. In the periodic table, metals are placed in the left hand side and in the center. See here, suppose it is a periodic table. I hope you have seen this periodic table in the laboratories or classrooms. So in this left portion and middle portion, this complete portion and here, this portion is completely filled with metals. Okay, the metals occupying in the periodic table left side and the center, where non-metals are placed on the right hand side with the exception of hydrogen. Yes, non-metals are mostly here. This place we can say non-metals. Non-metals are placed at the right hand side except hydrogen. We know hydrogen is placed in this position in the periodic table. It is hydrogen. Actually, on the left hand side, all the remaining elements are metals except hydrogen. Okay, which is placed with the metals on the extreme left side. Under the middle portion, you can see here. Here, some portion is there, like a connection between the metals and non-metals. In this position, metalloids are there. Okay, extreme left side metals, and right side non-metals, and the middle position of these metals and non-metals is metalloids, and extreme right side column, last column we can say, this is noble gases, fourth category. Okay, in this way these elements are positionized in the periodic table. The metalloids form a border diagonal line separating metals and non-metals. Yes, as I told, at the middle of these metals and non-metals, metalloids are present. First, let us say about metals. Those materials which possess the characteristics of being hard, shiny, malleable, fusible, ductile, etc. are termed as metals. Yes, certain properties. Those elements which show these certain properties are categorized as metals. What are those properties? Being hard, shiny, malleable, fusible, ductile, conductors, etc. Those elements which are showing these properties are categorized as metals. For example, metals are iron, gold, silver, copper, etc. These all come under metals because these exhibiting certain properties as we told. These are being hard, they are malleable, fusible, ductile, and conductors. So as these all elements are exhibiting these properties, they are considered as metals. So what are these all properties? Let us see here. Where these metals occur means from where we get these metals. Metals can occur both in free and combined state. Yes, some elements they can occur in the free state and some metals they occur in the combined state. Only some metals like gold, silver, platinum, etc. are found in the nature in the free state. That is in the uncombined state. Because as these are least reactive metals, they won't combine with any other elements. So they exist in the free state or in the uncombined state. Only few elements like gold, silver, platinum. Most of the remaining metals are found in the combined state as oxides, sulfides, carbonates, chlorides, etc. Means most of the metals are reactive. So these metals they won't occur in the free state. They will be available in the nature as a combined form. For example, here they shown iron. Iron exists in the iron oxide form from the nature for us. It is called commonly hematite. Iron oxide. Iron won't exist in the pure iron form in the nature. It exists in the iron oxide form. Suppose if we take sulfur, sulfur is available in the lead sulfide form. And if you see calcium, calcium also it will be available from the nature in the form of calcium carbonate. We say limestone. We say okay. One more metal, sodium. Sodium is mostly available for us in the form of sodium chloride, common salt or rock salt. We say. So in this way, most of the metals they available in the combined state. Only few metals like gold, silver, platinum, as they're being least reactive, they available in the free in the nature. Properties of these metals. So as we told, based upon certain physical properties and chemical properties, these elements are categorized as metals. So what are those properties? Let us see now. Lustrous. It is a property of metals which makes them shine and their structures are capable of reflecting light incident on them. Means they are shiny. They reflects the light. See here some metals are shown copper, silver, iron, gold. In the pure form they will be very shiny. This shining property is called lustrous property. Metals are lustrous. They shine. They reflect the light. Okay. This is one of the property of metals. Next is sonorous. It is a property of metals which produces ringing sounds on hitting. Yes, most of the metals when they hit they produce sound. For example, the bells which are used in our schools, temples and all made up of certain metals. When they hit with an object they produce nice sound. So this producing sound, that property of producing sound when hit is called sonorous property. Metals are sonorous because they can produce sound. Next property, malleability. It is a property of metals which allows them to be beaten into thin sheets. Yes, the property by which metals can be beaten into thin sheets is called malleability. Suppose if we take certain gold metal, when it is beaten, it will be made into thin sheets. This property is called malleability. Due to the presence of this property, the shape of iron nail and aluminum wire can be changed on beating. Yes, these metals like iron and aluminum, they are made into different shapes like iron nails, sheets, and wires. These all are made based upon this malleability property. The silver foils used for decorating sweets and the aluminum foil used for wrapping food are possible because of malleability property of metals. Yes, uh, nowadays we see some sweets are decorated with a silver color foil. That silver foil is very thin. So silver can be made into very thin sheets. This property is called malleability. And even some food items are wrapped with aluminum foils. So this aluminum is also made into very thin foil here. This property is called malleability of these metals. Okay. Next property, ductility. It is the property of metals which allows them to be drawn into thin wires. Yes, metals can be drawn into thin wires. This property is called ductility. See here, many metals are drawn into thin wires here. These wires are made up of metals. So by which property these metals are drawn into these thin wires is called ductility or ductile property. Metals are ductile. Metals like aluminum and copper wires are used in electric connections. Yes, for the electrical connections we use generally these aluminum and copper wires. In our homes also we use some electrical wires. Inside of those plastic wires, inside there will be copper wires. So copper is made into thin wires here. This property by which it is made into thin wires is called ductile property. Okay. Next property, conductivity. It is a property of metals which allows them to pass the current through them, or not only current, even heat also. The property of metals which allows the current and heat to pass through them is called conductivity. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. They can pass current and heat through them. Yes. Suppose a metal sheet is kept here in the circuit. Bulb will glow because these metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Metals like iron rod, nail, copper wire, etc. are good conductors of electricity. We told here these metals are used for making these electric wires and these all wires to pass current because these metals are good conductors of electricity. Copper and silver are, we can say, as best conductors of electricity. Silver and copper. Okay, not only those, mostly all the metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. As we told, these all are the properties of metals. Metals exhibit these all properties, but there are some exceptions from these properties. Certain metals they cannot exhibit these properties. Let us show those one by one. First one, mercury is a liquid metal at normal or room temperature, and gallium becomes liquid above 30 degrees Celsius temperature. Yes, we told here metals are hard solids actually. Almost all the metals are hard solids. But there is only one exception, that is mercury. Mercury exists in the liquid at room temperature. Mercury is a liquid metal. It exists in the liquid form at normal temperature. Normal temperature or room temperature is nothing but around 25 degrees Celsius temperature. This 25 degrees Celsius temperature is considered as room temperature commonly. So at this temperature, mercury metal exists in the liquid form. When the temperature is increased a little, means around 30 degrees Celsius, then one more metal will come into liquid state, that is gallium. Gallium also will be in the liquid form above 30 degrees Celsius. But at normal temperatures, only one metal that is exists in the liquid state is mercury. Remaining all are solids. Zinc metal is a non-malleable metal and non-ductile metal at normal temperatures. Yes, as we told, metals are malleable and ductile, but one of the metals, zinc, is non-malleable, non-ductile. It cannot be beaten into sheets, it cannot be drawn into wires, it is brittle, it breaks into small pieces. So this is one of the exceptions. One more, some metals like sodium and potassium are soft metals. Yes, there are some metals like sodium, potassium, lithium. These metals are very soft metals. They will be like our soap. Even they can be cut with a knife also. That much soft they are. Whereas we are telling remaining all metals are hard metals, hard solids. But whereas with these metals like sodium, potassium, lithium, they are soft metals. They will be like our soaps. They can be cut with even a knife also. So these are the exceptions from the general properties of metals. Remaining all metals are hard solids. They are malleable, ductile. They are good conductors of heat and electricity. But out of those, these are few exceptions. Okay. Next, what are the uses of these metals? Where do we use one of the metals? Iron. Iron is used for making pins, nails, nuts, bolts, tools, machines, even in construction of buildings, bridges, etc. Yes, there are many uses with the iron in our daily life. It is used in many ways. See here, one of the constructions, bridge. Even not only that, even buildings also constructed with the iron frames. Mostly all the tools are made up of iron nowadays, right? So there are many uses with this iron. Aluminium. It is used for making utensils. Yes, in our homes we use certain utensils made up of aluminium. And wires, furnitures, parts of aircrafts, yes, and even vehicles, machines, parts, and for packing food and medicines, etc. This aluminum is also having many uses. Mostly in our homes, certain utensils are made up of aluminum, and some parts of vehicles and even aircraft parts also made up of this aluminum, because it will be some one of the lightweight metals, and it will be hard also. So for that purpose, this aluminum is used in making of some aircraft parts also, and even some other vehicles also. And it is used for packing of food items and even medicines. See here, these medicinal tablets packs. These packs are made up of aluminum. Next, one more metal, copper. Copper, it is used for making of wires, vessels, electric gadgets, etc. Yes, copper, as I told, it is one of the best conductors of electricity. That is why mostly all the electrical wires which are used at homes and offices, they are made up of this copper. Copper metal is made into thin wires. These copper wires are used for electrical circuits. Next, gold. It is used for making jewelry, coins, medals, etc. Yes, it is one of the most shiny and lustrous metal, good looking metal. So this gold is used for making of this jewelry. So you can see this gold is one of the precious metals. Okay, it is used for making of jewelry, coins, and even medals also. Next, silver. It is also one of the precious metals. It is used for making of jewelry, coins, metals, etc. It is also like that only. Okay, it is also used for making of medals, coins, and even this silver is also used in making of certain jewelry also. Okay, chalo, that's about metals. So, elements classification. Broadly, elements are classified into four types. They are metals, non-metals, metalloids, and yes, noble gases. So we told the position of these metals also in the periodic table. At the extreme right side, left side, extreme left side, and the middle portion of the periodic table is occupied by metals. Right side portion is occupied by non-metals. Extreme right side, the last column, is occupied by noble gases. The middle of these metals and non-metals, there are metalloids. So that's why that is a position of the elements in the periodic table. Next, we have started discussing about metals. Metals exhibit certain properties, we told. Okay, based upon those properties, they are categorized as metals, and we have seen some exceptions from those properties. And next, we have seen the uses of metals. Based upon these concepts, we are going to have now small assessment. Let us see one by one questions here. The property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called. Yes, what is that property is called? The property of metals by which they are beaten into thin sheets. Is it called ductility, conductivity, malleability, or sonority? What is property called? The property of metals by which they can be beaten into thin sheets is called, yes, it is called malleability. Yes, metals can be beaten into thin sheets. That property is called malleability. Next question. All materials show property of malleability except. Yes, we told some exceptions also. Mostly all the metals they show malleability property, but some metals they won't. What also? Let us see given options first. Iron, silver, sodium, aluminium. Which metal cannot show this malleability property out of these four? Check once the options. Is iron. Can we make these iron into sheets? Yes, finally. We can make most of the iron sheets which you use at homes. Most of the utensils are made up of iron. Some are there. So, this is because of the property of malleability of this iron. Even silver also. Silver also can be beaten into very thin sheets, because of which the silver is used for decorating these sweet items. Very thin foil of silver is decorated there. So this silver can be beaten into very fine thin sheets. So silver has a high malleability. Even not only silver, even gold. Silver and gold, these metals are having high ductility and high malleability property. They can be drawn into very thin wires, and even they can be beaten into very thin sheets. And next, aluminum if you see. Just now we have seen the uses. Aluminum is used for making of utensils. So aluminum is also having malleability property. This also can be beaten into very thin sheets. Whereas if you see sodium, we told sodium is one of these soft metals. Some metals like sodium, potassium, lithium, these metals are soft metals. They will be like our soap. They can be cut even with a knife also. So these metals they cannot be beaten into sheets. Even they cannot be drawn into wires also. They cannot show these properties like malleability, ductility, and hard solid nature. These metals they won't have these properties. So sodium cannot be beaten into thin sheets. So you can say sodium is exception from the property of malleability. It is one of the metals, exceptional metal. Next question. Which metal is found in liquid state at room temperature? See, mostly all the metals are hard solids we told, but a few metals are there exception from this. Okay, only one metal which is exists in the liquid state at normal temperature. What is that metal? Is it mercury or silver or aluminum or iron? Which metal will be in the liquid state at room temperature? Yes, it is mercury. Sorry, mercury is a metal which exists in the liquid state even at room temperature also. Remaining all metals will be in the solid state, hard solid the two. These metals are hard solids at room temperature, whereas only mercury is one of the metals but which exists in the liquid state at room temperature. It is a liquid metal. One more metal also we told which exists in the liquid state just above the room temperature. What they say room temperature means 25 degrees Celsius temperature is called room temperature commonly. At this temperature only mercury will be in the liquid state. If the temperature is increased a little to 30 degrees Celsius temperature, then one more metal also will come into liquid state. What is the metal? Yes, it is gallium. Okay, but at the room temperature, only one metal is existing in the liquid state, that is mercury. Gold is used. How the gold is used? Is it used as a fuel in vehicles, in making of jewelry, in making of machinery, in making of thermometers? Where does this metal gold used? Yes, gold is being one of the precious and valuable metal. This is used in making of jewelry, coins, medals, and these all ornaments we say. So gold is used in making of jewelry and even coins and medals also, because it is one of the precious metals and it is one of the lustrous metal. Even you can say some other properties also which makes it costlier. It is high ductility, can be drawn into very fine wires, even high malleability also. We will be observing often with 1 or 2 grams only, they will be making these long chains and even rings. How they can be? Because of its special properties like this, high malleability and high ductility. Okay, gold is generally for making of jewelry. Okay, one of the questions is given like this here. So one is given as soft metal and mercury is what kind of metal? See options, we can understand this. Sodium, soft metal, mercury, hard metal. Is it correct? Correct matching you observe children. Steel, soft metal, liquid mercury, liquid metal, soft metal, copper, mercury cannot be cut with knife. Soft metal is sodium, mercury is liquid metal, which is correct matching here, which can be fit into these blanks. Yes, which of these is a soft metal? Soft metals we told, some metals are existing in the very soft nature at room temperatures. They can be cut even with a knife also we told. What metals are those? Yes, sodium, potassium, lithium. These are soft metals. So in the first blank we have to get it as sodium. Sodium is one of the soft metals. Next, what kind of metal is this mercury? Is it a hard metal or liquid metal? Yes, mercury is a liquid at room temperature. Mercury is liquid metal and soft metal is sodium. Which option fits into these blanks? See here it is given. Sodium is soft metal whereas mercury is a liquid metal. So this will be correct answer. Next, let us see next question. Oh, finish. Thank you. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and visit our website www.aimstoday.in for latest updates on recorded videos. Thank you.